Hi, I'm Kathy Mills from Short Film Edits, and I'm here with Riley Nottingham for an interview today. How are you?
I am great, thank you. How are you, Kathy?
I'm good, thank you. Could we start this with you telling us a little bit about you?
Sure. I'm an actor, writer, producer, kind of bunch of creative things. Originally from Brisbane, Queensland. Now living in sunny LA, and I've been acting since I was little. And currently, I'm kind of deep in the vertical world as well as other things.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, well, you've played a variety of roles. What's been your favorite genre to explore so far and why?
Okay. This is, and are we talking vertical specific
No,
for
you can
this?
go with whatever
Or
you like.
I can, okay. Well, look, I would just have to say comedy, I guess. I
Mm.
really do love dramas. I'm in a drama that's coming out that we filmed in Australia that's coming out in America soon called Strange Creatures. That's like a
Hmm.
dramedy. But I played a cop on an ABC show, and that was quite serious. But I think comedy is what I have to come back to because
Hmm.
I do love making people laugh.
Yeah.
Um, so whether it's sitcom or live comedy performance, I just improvise all the time, even in serious things. I just think even
Yeah.
if something's really serious, that the tension break causing people to laugh is,
Yeah.
yeah, what I do love. Yeah.
Yeah. Comedy is good. I always fall back to the Big Bang Theory when I need a good laugh. So,
Yes.
yeah,
Great show. Great show. And I just
absolutely.
got into very late to the party, but How I Met Your Mother, very
Oh,
late to the
yeah.
party, but that's also fantastic. And the
Not too
Golden
late. I
Girls as
still haven't
well.
seen all of that. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So many
You
good
know,
shows.
I don't know if I should disclose this, but I still haven't seen all of Friends either.
Hey, that's okay. I, I've seen all of Seinfeld. I haven't seen
Hmm.
all of Friends. So I
Yeah.
think, there are a lot of, you kind of have to pick one. And, usually if people have watched all of Gilmore Girls, they haven't watched all of Charmed or all of, it's, or
Oh,
Buffy. You kind of have to.
I've watched Charmed multiple times.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That's my go-to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You've worked as an actor and a producer on Metrosexual. Did something or did switching hats ever change how you approached a performance?
Ooh, you know what? That's a really good question. I definitely think being a producer as well made me acutely aware of how important it is to be in the moment when you're acting. And I say that because the role of a producer on the day is really facilitating. It's like you're the the director is like the captain of the ship,
Mm.
and the actors are all like the crew, on the ship. But then the producer is like the owner of the ship, and they've just got to like make sure that it's staying afloat. But they're just kind of overseeing and organizing, and it's very. Sometimes you're doing finances or organizing the
Mm.
catering. It's not soup. It's not super creative on the day. Whereas you've got to be thinking about everything. Whereas the actor has to be totally, really selfishly thinking of their character. Like me, my shoes, what's happening to me. You're worrying about your stuff in this scene, your props, your performance, your thoughts. And so doing both made me realize, oh wow, I I need to stay focused in on this performance and be really dialed into the present, because it's really hard to be authentically connecting with someone and in in the back of your mind going, "Oh, has Subway arrived yet? I ordered 20
Yeah.
footlongs and it hasn't arrived." It's like, and I like it. Probably taught me that I can't multitask like I think I might be able to, like without it
Mm.
um, bleeding into the performance. So that's kind of, yeah, it just made me aware of like, oh, the first few projects I produced before Metrosexual that I acted in, I kind of did everything and it was all fine. But I really try, if I do have a producer role on something, I really try to make it so that on the day I'm just an actor and there's someone
Yeah.
else to help, because filmmaking is a collaborative thing and it's important to have people there to help you because you
Yeah.
can't do everything. That's a long
Yeah.
answer to a short
No,
question.
that's fine.
Sorry.
It's an informative one, that's for sure. I just We do that in our daily lives as well. It's really hard to just be in the moment without thinking of other things while you're
Oh
doing it.
yeah.
Like it's just hard. So from that
Hmm.
point of view, when everything's going around you and it's so busy, it would be even more chaotic. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Okay. Looking back at your early roles, like Dimensions and Toy Box, what was the biggest lesson you learned that still helps you today?
Oh, this is great. Okay. So with Toy Box,
Hmm.
Toy Box, the kids show, I did 290 episodes of. I was 18 when I got cast, and there are two things that actually really relate to verticals now, which I learned from that. One was if you're one's more career thing, one's an acting technique, I tell. But so the first thing is that if you are in the midst of something and it's just it's filling up your days, you're doing the same thing again and again, like it's so exciting when you get first cast in something. Oh my gosh, I've got a job. But then after a couple of months or 6 months or 2 years, I was doing Toy Box for like 2.5 years, you start to be, sometimes if you're not careful, your perspective can change. You can resent all this, how you're doing the same thing. You go, oh, I'm on this show, I want to be doing that and that, but I'm locked into this contract, and it's kind of like champagne problems. You start to complain about being so busy doing this one thing. And I've got this up on my wall. I asked my acting teacher about it, and at the time, and she said, all you're worried about is ideas. And what if I don't get this job or get this job? The fact is, right now you're working, and that's amazing.
Mm.
And so now with verticals, I'm about to start on my 40th, or I think my 40th or 41st vertical,
Mm.
and I'm just loving it, because to me I'm just so grateful to be working, and every single project is different, every day is different, and so I've kind of got I feel like I've had an early experience, 18, 19, 20, 21, where I was doing a particular genre a lot, like for 290
Mm.
episodes. And so that's kind of thing. And then the second quick thing was just when you've got something that moves really quickly, and Toy Box had four cameras, wide shot, kind of the reverses, and then we had like a bigger, like a master shot, I guess, because it was a kid's
Hmm.
bedroom. It was a 5-to-1 set, like a car the size of, sorry, a cricket bat the size of a car, and the skate,
Oh, yeah.
really, yeah, a big set. Um, when stuff moves really, really quickly, if you might just get one take. So if you really are midway during a scene and you're not happy with what you're doing, uh,
Mm.
do something like a sneeze. So like I'm saying my line, but I'm not happy. I go achoo, to deliberately mess up the take, only if you really don't
Oh,
want it used. Because
yeah.
otherwise, if you get to the end of the take and go, oh look, I really wasn't happy with that. Can I do it again? They'll go, no, it's fine. And so I don't use it very often, but I did get that advice on Toy Box.
I think that's great advice, especially for the verticals when you only get one or two takes. Be like, oh, whoops, we can't use that one. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And Dimensions was a really fun comedy short film, and that's where I met um, Henry Boffin, who's one of the writers and directors of Metrosexual, and that was amazing. Tropfest short film. Um, yeah.
No, that's so good. Love that. Okay, which genre stretches you most as an actor?
Mm. The genre stretches me the most as an actor. I would say, well, horror. I did a couple of horror films
Mm-hmm.
in the in last year, and I would say they're pretty taxing on. Like they're wonderful, but when you're screaming a lot, you really do. Those are the kind of roles that, yeah, obviously there's the terror that you're feeling, and it actually can feel quite
Mm-hmm.
scary filming those things. Like I love horror films, but
Mm-hmm.
I hate getting scared, but I love getting scared. But it's
Yeah.
like, oh, it's so scary, and so I think making a horror film is really quite scary, and so that's challenging, and I feel stretches me, and also the actual voice preservation, because if you're screaming a lot, like whispering to get away from the thing, that puts strains on
Mm.
your voice, whispering, and then also screaming puts strain on your voice. And so, just from a kind of technical point of view, if you don't warm up properly and you're
Yeah.
not getting enough sleep, you're not drinking water, like it actually is just because I've lost my voice on a couple of projects, actually a vertical also, uh,
Mm.
since I moved here, because it's also a thing I've battled with for the last few years where on certain if I don't take care of my voice, it can fail me, and
Yeah.
that's super scary because that's
Mm-hmm.
your body, your mind, your voice is
Yeah.
those are your tools. So I would say horror is quite uh yeah, definitely a lot to kind of get through those roles and not
Mm.
be a crying, mess at the end. Because you're covered in blood and all this kind of
Yeah.
stuff, so it's quite like full on.
Yes. Yes. And I believe that your vocal exercises before any of that would be crucial.
Mm, yes,
Yeah.
but sometimes you don't do, even though you're meant to, you don't do it as much as you should, and blah blah blah. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
yeah, and that's also a weird thing about being on set. Sometimes the things you don't think about can be challenging. Like if you're in a costume that it's hard to go to the bathroom or something,
Mm.
or it's just a lot to do. I'm probably not drinking as much water as I would in everyday life because I don't want to just go to the bathroom every hour or whatever. And
Mm.
so but then if you don't drink enough water, you get dehydrated. And so all these like boring things that you don't think about until they're happening.
Mm. I think you're battling in your head with those things too. So, yeah, that would
Yeah.
be, yeah, that's, yeah. Okay. Actually, I was going to say some of the dresses that the girls wear would be impossible to try and go to the toilet in.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah,
Oh, yeah. You know, yeah, guys have
yeah.
definitely got it easy.
Mm,
But,
well,
but,
yeah. I mean, I've seen some costumes for men which are pretty out there, which would be difficult to do that too. So, yeah.
yeah.
Yes. Okay. Do you prefer indie sets or bigger productions?
Oh, oh, okay. Do I prefer? Oh, they're both good. They're both good.
Yep.
I, I think I mean, I certainly like the indie. I like when it's a smaller team that you can really know everyone's name by midway during the shoot or early on in the shoot. That's really nice when it's like a casting crew of 30 people, maybe average or a bit less. That's pretty nice and kind of reminds me of how we film even the big stuff in Australia, like just a
Mm,
smaller kind of size. I do really like the collaborative, um, the ability to collaborate on the smaller sets. I mean, I do have to say though, I'm not sure if I've even on say something like VHS Halloween, which was one of the horror films.
mm,
I thought that was pretty big budget, right? It was an indie film, but still, when it was really hot one day, after a couple of hours, or the next day, we had a passenger van, like with the aircon, this car in the driveway just for us to sit in freezing
mm,
cold air when we weren't used. And I was like, wow, that's pretty big budget. You just got a
mm,
car for us to be cold in. Wow, thank you. And the food was amazing and special effects and everything. So I felt like it
mm,
was big budget, but I was still able to talk to the DOP and say, because I really love talking to the camera crew, and
Yeah.
and how can I fit in your frame? What are you looking for?
Yeah.
So I mean, I haven't been on like a marble set, for instance, to
Mm.
know like, can I still talk to? Am I free to just talk to the camera crew or the DP, or would I don't? I kind of don't know, and I do wonder like, oh, would the if I ask the A cam operator or B cam operator or second AC a question, would they go, no, 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 you've got to talk to the cinematographer?
Mm.
And is it more divided? I'm not sure. I would like to
Yeah.
think that a lot that everyone's still happy to talk to you.
Hope so.
But yeah, it's a hard one. I think the spectacle of being in something really really big. Because I'm trying to think of the biggest thing I've been in time in terms of, apart from like when I was doing background and stuff.
Mm.
You're back in Australia. I might have to come. I might have to come back to that. I think they're both equally good. I'm just trying to think of the biggest budget thing I've been on. Probably a commercial. Probably like
Mm.
a huge like Farmers Union Greek style commercial with lots and lots of people. That was probably the
Yeah.
biggest budget thing I've been on in Australia. Um, mm, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
I love you. Good thinking, then. All right. What makes you instantly want to audition for a role?
Oh, the, the I mean the story, I guess, the 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 story and the but probably above that, when I'm looking at a breakdown, the character description, because that's the big thing, like the character description, and instantly if it's got some adjectives that I'm like, oh yeah, yes, I that's so interesting, or that's so me, or that's totally opposite to me. That's great. I probably latch onto that, um, and then if the if there's some great dialogue in the sides, I mean, it's the writing. It's the writing, because if the writing's great, it's awesome. Even if it's, I don't mind if I'm a villain or a hero, or have good, or if it's a a true crime to a sketch comedy to whatever. It's really about your character and how they're written, what they're doing in the story. It usually gets me excited when there's when um, recently the thing that's got me excited, which is also I, I seem to just I've played this a number of times now. It's like this Patrick Bateman
Mm.
archetype where I'm kind of the epitome of capitalism and like upper class wealthy person, but by the end of the story they fall on their face. I do really like
Mm.
that, and somehow
Mm.
so that gets me quite excited, because I quite like anything where I get to really get fully embarrassed. Like
Yeah.
I've been in ones recently where, whether it's getting shoved into a cake or getting shoved into a pool or tripping over or anything that makes me look stupid.
Mm.
I really like
Okay.
for some reason.
I love that. It just shows your confidence, to be honest. So I think I like that. Okay. What's the biggest difference between US projects to Australia projects?
Yeah. Okay. So I would say the biggest thing. Well, um, I don't think they're that different. I do think that they happen more frequently, and so it's more of a well-oiled. Um, it's more like there's less explaining, and what I mean is you've got your call sheet and you're just expected. You there's help there if you need it, but you've got
Mm.
the information. Be there on set. Here are your sides. Here are your things. Like no one's really reaching out to you to double check, the script and the scenes that you're doing and everything. It's kind of everyone's here, and if you're in, I can just speak to being in LA. If you're here, you are you're a professional hustling with the best of the best, and
Mm.
and you it's kind of just assumed that you're going to do your job, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is not to say that that's not the case in Australia, but I just think it's more. It is more. It's a bigger industry here, much bigger industry,
Mm.
and so in the same way that I'm trying to think of something in Queensland, like in maybe in the fishing industry or the cattle industry or something. It's just we do this all the time, day in day out. Like it's a big thing. It's the same with film TV here. So it is an industry. Here's a clear example of the difference in Australia. There's big projects, and you get paid for those, and that's wonderful. And then there's all the wonderful indie projects, and usually, in my experience, and this is maybe it's changed recently, but this was just me from like 2002 to 2024. Um, if it's an indie project, you're usually not getting paid, or you
Mm.
might be paid a tiny bit, and the crew might get paid, but the actors, there's not that much opportunity. So just the opportunity to get some footage or be part of a cool project or do a theatre show, it's more. We rely on people's passion and
Mm.
goodwill. Um, and whereas in America, there's yes, big budget stuff, the SAG stuff, and then there's independent stuff, non-union stuff, and you are getting paid. Sure, there are some
Mm.
things that still not offering any payment, but it's pretty few and far between. Like whether it's a YouTube video that you're part of, or yeah, or a short film, or a music video, or vertical, or a
Mm.
independent feature film, or theatre, you are being paid because I think the competition, but also LA specifically, maybe like in New York and maybe like a London, it's quite expensive to just to kind of keep a roof over your head here. So, um, so I would say that kind of just changes things. Like if you're working, you're usually being paid, and so maybe that
Mm.
um, again, I'm giving you long answers here, Kathy.
It's
Sorry,
fine.
but
Unfortunately, it's getting like that in Australia too at the moment with the living expenses. So,
really okay.
yeah, pretty
Uh,
rough here at the moment. So, I mean, I don't know
uh,
compared to LA, but it is pretty tough here right now too. So,
uh, yeah,
yeah,
it's
it's everywhere, I
yeah,
think.
crazy. It
Everywhere's
goes up.
going up.
Uh, yeah, I know,
Yeah.
and it never really goes down. That's the problem. So
No.
unless people get paid more, it's like hmm.
But that's the issue. So, like, they don't want to pay you because everything costs so much, but they need to pay you so you can
Mm.
afford to live. It's like yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, who knows? All right. What's one thing, good or bad, you learned from early auditions that you think every new actor should hear?
Acting is listening.
Mm.
Um, no one cares about what the script is. Sure, sometimes a writer is really looking at have you said my words exactly, but for an audition, it's is what is in this frame. Is this the character? Is this the vibe? Am I feeling something? Is in the audience? Am I feeling an emotion here? That is more important than getting the lines exactly right. Yeah. Um, I said that, and if and stillness is a really good thing to master, and habits, early auditions, looking at yourself objectively and noticing what you are choosing to do versus what are habits that you're just doing but you don't even know. such as licking your lips, such as squinting or blinking a lot, or just stuff that you're doing with your face because you're
Mm,
nervous and no one's ever pointed it out. And once it's pointed out, you go, "Oh, I'm aware of it now." It doesn't mean you can't do
mm,
it, and maybe it's great for the character, but just being super aware of your movements in the
yeah.
frame. Yeah,
Yeah, I can tell that. Absolutely. I've watched some of these back. Obviously, I need to watch my interviews back when I edit them, and I'm like, why did I do that? Like you pick up on these things. So
yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
But there's nothing wrong with it as well. Like
No.
we do stuff, and it's and it's much easier to when you're acting to hone in. But I
Mm,
do all kinds of stuff when I'm off camera that I probably don't do on camera.
mm,
It's normal, I think.
yeah, I think so too. All right. How do you approach characters differently between horror and comedy?
Well, then differently, I would. Well, I definitely am going for truth on both of them, but I guess the when you're going into a project, it is important to know the world that you're going into. Like, what kind of film are we in here? Because a a a horror can be so grounded and so real and so just incredibly terrifying. Like there's no like even like Wolf Creek comes to mind,
Mm,
or it can be kind of a horror comedy, which there are many examples of, and maybe then VHS Halloween is one where it's quite ridiculous what's happening with this candy monster and stuff. And so even within horror, there's subgenres, and in comedy, same. Are we in kind of a bridesmaids type movie here, or are we in like a romantic comedy, or are we in? It's still it's awkward humor, so that playing it super real and grounded is the way, or is it quite big in a sketch comedy? And how big can we
mm,
go? Just finding that dial, I think, regardless of genre, it's more just finding out what tone the
mm,
director's going for. Um, with VHS Halloween, I keep saying that because that's a recent horror. The director and writer of that, Casper Kelly, I knew he was. All his stuff is wonderfully zany and inventive. I knew him from the videos that went around when I was in high school of too many cooks, too many cooks, too many
mm.
cooks, too. If you've seen that, it's like one of the first videos
Don't
to go
think so.
super viral with like hundreds of millions of views. And so that plus all those Adult Swim stuff, he's really quirky. So I knew, and then the script was really quirky. So I was like, oh,
Mm,
I kind of knew exactly, but because I looked at that stuff for the audition, there was a laugh that I say a line about, hey, isn't it cool being fiance? Ha! And I'm laughing, but because I'd kind of studied his career a bit and from
mm,
the script, I chose to do a laugh that was more like, you coming fiance?
mm,
Like I was like, it's quite
mm,
ridiculous, and I kind of knew that would work for that project. Well, I thought it would work, and I
mm.
ended up getting cast in it, so I think it did work.
Yeah.
Whereas then there's another horror film I did, The Demoness, independent horror film, and Andrew DeBerg was the director and writer of that. And his style is super grounded and leaves the edits go and really just wants to hear the silence and just be a fly on the wall almost. So that was like super stripped back. And so
Mm.
a laugh like I just showed wouldn't work for that. It was
No.
way more grounded. So it's kind of a blend of the script and the director. Um, but also it does come from the writing. I'm always love reference material, like in in the case of the Demoness, the director had given material of his past, a recent project, and so I'm kind of looking at that, going, okay, that's the kind of thing that they like, because really as
Mm.
actors we're trying to, I think an actor, we're trying to fulfill the director's vision. It's really a director's medium. So
Yeah.
I'll do whatever you want. You tell me what you want, what you think is really good, and I will do my best to do that.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I think my job is.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you played in one which is a horror comedy? Like, are they mixed?
Mm. Ah, I haven't done a strict no yet. I've done auditions for them. I haven't again VHS would be the closest to that, but I
Mm.
haven't done like a like like a balls out com horror comedy. Love to. I'd
Yeah.
love to.
I think that would
Yeah.
work because it mixes up both genres, which would be really, really cool, I reckon. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you seen Companion at all?
No.
It's about a robot. It's really good. Companion is
Okay.
really funny and really good. Highly recommend.
Is it horror?
I would say it's a horror comedy. It's got more genres in
Mm.
it too, but it's
Okay.
yeah. It's kind of like a Megan kind of thing.
Okay.
If
I'm
you've
not big
seen,
on horror, but I'm okay with like comedy horror. So,
I think you'd like Megan. I think you'd like Companion.
okay.
Um, they're pretty funny.
Yeah. See, I don't watch things like Saw or anything like that.
Yes. Okay. Don't. Yeah. Yeah. Saw
Yeah.
is. Yeah. There's not too many funny things in Saw.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I tried to watch it once and I was just like, yeah, no, not for me. Just
Yeah.
not for me. Yep.
Hmm.
Okay.
Fair enough.
What's been your smartest career decision so far?
Oh, it, my instinct is to say moving to LA. Um, I oh my smartest career decision. I would I would say, oh gosh, you're asking great questions. Wow, smartest
Thank you.
career decision. Honestly, it's kind of boring. Well, I mean, the it, meeting Declan, I would say, is
Mm.
actually the because that's led to everything. I think having the right partner is just leads to it makes everything else work. So I'll say that, but
Mm.
just if I zone to completely career, really, um, the logistical. Well, I'll give a creative answer and a logistical answer. The logistical one is finding the right immigration lawyer.
Mhm.
Was and go on the journey to now be here in the US. That could have, and it started to go wrong. There are different ways it could have just not worked out, and to be here now, our immigration attorney, Rosalind Ben Levy, elite immigration law, incredible human. Changed our life. Being able to be here after like 4.5 years of paperwork, and so that really is a key thing because it's a all kinds of. I can talk for hours about immigration. It's like we're very lucky to be here. And
Yeah.
then the creative answer I'll give is starting a journal in 2008 or 2009 where I from my agent or acting teacher told me to like start writing stuff down. I've kind of kept things that people have said to me and moments that have happened. I've like written it down for the last 16 years, and that really is so helpful to like go back and be like so excited, got this call back and all these. It's like essentially just a journal, but going back to kind of my adult, my late teen career onwards
Mm.
is something that's just amazing. I use a lot, and especially if things aren't feeling so great, you can look back and go, "Oh, I wasn't feeling so great 5 years ago, but then this thing happened, and that person said this," and
Yeah.
it's like time traveling, you know.
Mm. Yeah. You can draw inspiration from the past, I say.
Mm,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
absolutely.
All right. Remind me after we stop recording, I have an immigration question for you.
Okay.
Okay. Um, do you prefer building your own projects or joining someone else's vision?
Look, I like both, but
Hmm.
I really love coming into someone else's vision and just having my one thing I'm trying to do really well.
Mm.
I love about what's amazing about I like the verticals coming in and just really being in my lane and just working on my character and doing the best I can in that one role. And I haven't had to raise the budget and pitch the project and organize the crew and do all that stuff. I am loving that at the moment. Absolutely. It is such a gift to be able to come in and have fun. You know, acting is such a fun job. So,
Mm.
yeah, I'm kind of addicted to that at the moment, I'd say. And I actually I thought that getting some projects greenlit in America would be slightly easier than it has been because from Australia, the Australian projects we did like Metrosexual and Hit Stroke FM, other Strange Creatures, we got money from overseas. So I kind of thought, oh, North America's been great to us. The same thing will happen, but because of how the industry is at the moment, it has been hard to get projects up. It's been more challenging than I thought. But then acting on set a lot has been slightly easier than I thought. So I
Mm.
feel very, very grateful to be, again, I love both, but yeah, I love coming in and just being able, because when you focus on one thing, you can really put your all into it and just,
Yeah.
you know, be, try to be the master of whatever you're trying to do.
Yeah. I think if you get to a point where you get something that you really want to do, you'd be like, okay, well, this is what I want to put all my mind and all my like attention to, and that would be more motivation to go like, okay, well, I want to do this on my own. So you've got the energy to do it because it's something you really are passionate about.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Mm.
Bang on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Is there a story you feel only you could tell?
No, I don't think so.
Mm.
I don't think so because I think a lot of people can always tell um,
Mm.
their story. I What is that? I I don't I don't I don't think so. I feel like I haven't had enough of a unique. Um, I mean, yeah, I don't. I don't
I'm
think so. What do
stumped you.
people usually say? That's a good. What do people usually answer on that question?
This is the first time I asked that question.
Oh well, that is a good one. These are good, 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 good question. Yeah. Well, there's one there. I mean, I don't think I'm the only one who can tell this, but there
Mm.
is there is a bushranging gang that I have really wanted to tell that story for a
Mm.
long time, and no one else seems to have.
Mm.
So I'd like to tell that story, but I don't think I'm the only one who can do it.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm a big John Denver fan.
Mm-hmm.
I We said I'd love to do the John Denver movie. Again, I don't think I'm the only one who can do it. And then the Magic Faraway Tree. Um,
Mm.
I'd definitely not the only one who can do it. But these are stories I'd like to tell. But I kind of
Yeah.
think that multiple people can do it, and so I wouldn't want to say I'm the only one who can do it.
Yeah. Maybe I need to rephrase that question. I
No,
also
it's a
think no, I lost my mindset then too.
well,
That's
no,
right.
but sometimes there are people though who like the guy who got his, his arm. He had to hack his arm off.
Mm.
He got stuck in the rock. Like that's like, oh, only he can tell that story.
Mm.
Like that's happened to him. Unless the story is someone who's been acting in Australia for a while and then came over to LA and acted some more, which is I don't know if I have enough specific of a
Yeah.
journey yet. To
Yeah.
but
I
give me
also think
time.
it's harder and harder to come up with unique storylines lately because a lot of things have already been done. So,
Yes,
mm,
yes, that is true. But the world is always changing, and art
mm,
always reflects what's happening. So that's what always amazes me. How I always think, oh, surely I've seen everything, and then I start watching a series or a movie. I go, oh wow, it's just so
mm,
good. How are there so many? There is more. You know.
yeah.
Um.
Yeah. I mean, you can definitely elaborate on some storylines. Like you could make them
Mhm.
different than what was originally there. But yeah,
Mm,
it's hard to just pinpoint something like I've never seen that done before, that type of thing.
mm,
It's getting harder and
yes.
harder to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, true. True.
Yeah. Okay. What kind of directors bring out your best work?
So the directors I think bring out my best work are the collaborative ones who really love talking about stuff because I tend to have a lot directors who are happy answering questions because
Mm,
I tend to ask a lot of questions and whether it be about the story or my eye line or can I throw you some stuff here, can I
mm,
improvise and or can uh, ones who will talk to me. I think that brings out my best work. Sometimes there are directors who don't worry about that, just stay. No, don't worry, not your job. Don't worry about. Not in a mean way.
mm,
They just don't want me thinking about that stuff,
yeah. Yeah.
and that's fine. Like I'm not, but it doesn't. Um, it doesn't stress me out to think of my continuity with
Mm,
a bottle or some or how I what hand I held or whatever. Like I like to know that stuff.
me
So
too. I'm big on continuity. Big.
mm, mm,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So directors who like answering questions.
Yeah. Continuity is one of my pet hates. I do not like it when things are out of place or like you go from one scene and something's been put in like a medical bag or something and then you go to the next scene
Yeah,
and they're holding it again. I'm like, no, 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 you already put that
yeah,
away. Like it has to,
yes,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Pet hate.
There've been some. I worked. I just been working with some great script supervisors recently who've just been amazingly good.
Mm,
And a good scripty is yeah.
yeah, agreed. Yeah. Okay. When choosing your new projects, what is the first thing you look for?
Um, well, first thing I look for is, am I available for the dates? Like, can
Yes.
I do these dates? Um, and will they fly me if it's in another state? No, can um, the character that I like. Um, yeah, I guess you know. So just with going for roles, I mean, I've got my amazing um, reps who submit me for stuff and bring lots of opportunities to me. And then anything I submit for myself on breakdowns or other platforms, I'm looking at yes the story and the breakdown, but really what role I can do, what role is fit for me if I'm in
Mhm.
the right age range and all that and the right look. So I mean, I guess I just look for that because I mean I've like I'm I think at certainly the career stage I'm in, it's a numbers game to some degree of submitting for many things and doing 100 auditions and booking one role, hopefully. So I kind of don't look for too much other than can I actually play this role? But when I'm in the fortunate position to have multiple offers of things at the same time,
Mm,
which is such an amazing position to be in
yeah.
sometimes. It's really, do you like the character? Like, do I like this? Not necessarily do I like the character from like a judging point of view, but like, will I enjoy playing this character? Do I like the script? Again, it's back to the writing. Do I like the script? And because it's really Denzel Washington says this, and it's true. If it ain't on the page, it ain't on the stage. You can get a
Mm,
B, you know, a B, like an A minus script can get to an A or A plus in the end result. But if it's a B script, I
mm,
just think there is a limitation to it because it informs so much. I've never, yeah, if it's really get really excited about it on the page, then that's kind of like I'd really have to do this, and if it's got a cool thing I get to say or a cool funny thing, it's like oh that's really cool, and I can I go yeah that's really I'd really like to do that. And if it's not like physical comedy or just ridiculous stuff, that's why I love the vertical set sometimes because there's ridiculous things that happen. But
mm.
I love try, trying to doing something ridiculous, but having it not be ridiculous
Yeah,
for me playing it. Um, Trying to find the truth of it. Yeah, that's a great challenge. So if it's something that I go, oh, that looks like it'd be really hard to do, that's very enticing to me.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard from a few people that have also been offered multiple jobs at the same time. Sometimes they're willing to take an even bigger pay cut because the script is so good, you know?
Mm.
So I think, the script is a huge thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Because the actors we have the one big choice we have is to say yes or no to something, and
Mm,
then you are you're at the behest of the project because I can want to do something a certain way or think this is what my instinct is saying. But if the director doesn't want that, then like my job's to serve them. So even if I don't think this is great, I've just got to like do it. And um, so you really want to be sure of the script that you're going to be happy being a part of this thing because you can't because whether it comes out, who knows? Whether your part gets edited down or cut out, who knows? I was in a vertical. I went to which one? I was in something recently where the first, I mean, it changed substantially. So when it came out, I mean, it a whole many scenes were taken out so that the story was quite different. And it's like, oh wow, okay, and I've got no control over that. Those scenes have just hit the cutting
mm,
room floor, and so I enjoy doing it, and that's all you can count on because there's no. It's really about, yeah, it's really about the process. Like I don't watch. Sometimes I watch my stuff, but it's not what I do it for. So you have to enjoy the process of it because that's all there is. Like actually, this 12 or 13 or 14 hour day working on this stuff. Can you love that? Yes, great. If you can't, then there's a problem because I think that's all there is.
yeah, yeah. I think a lot of it, I think the end result of a vertical or any film relies mostly on the editor. So they've got
Yeah.
control of the
Oh,
entire thing.
absolutely. So it's total. It's made in the edit again. Absolutely.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, big thing.
yeah. No, no.
So how do you make similar roles feel unique?
Kathy, you have amazing questions. These are okay. So this is a great thing. So you know what? Yeah, this is a great question because because again, especially in verticals, which I'm doing a lot of at the moment, there are some roles that are very similar, plot points that are very similar. Um, I it, it to me it hasn't. It's really going over the script with a fine tooth comb and extracting every clue you can from it. There because even if something does seem similar on the surface, there's 5 to 10% that's different, and if you just really commit to what this character is, what is on the page, it's um it's actually never felt like I'm rehashing the same thing because like
Mm,
the cast is different, so like that's new, and the director's different, so that's new, and I guess it's like doing a theater show where you're doing the same thing night after night after night for months sometimes.
Mm.
And it's just like making it seem like that's the first time you're doing it, even though you've done it 1,000 times. That you know, that's really quite fun. So I
Mm.
and I guess, but truncated answer, I would say I throw stuff in there. I tend to improv
Mm.
a lot unless I get told I can't, and then I'm very sad because I do like to keep things spontaneous.
Mm.
Yeah, um, yeah. It hasn't. Why hasn't it been? I guess that they're all different. Like, and there are the archetypes, but it all the costume makes it feel different. I know it's never felt.
Mm.
It just feels different to me. I've never had a problem with that. I know sometimes people say, "Oh, this is this again," and I've
Mm.
never felt that. I've gone, "Oh, this is seems totally different. This is this is just a new. It's like nothing else has happened." That's how I approach it. I'm like, I've done nothing else, and I'm just doing this. So I just kind of try to forget everything I've done before.
Yep. Leave it as its own individual thing.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Is there anything you want anybody to know about you or your work?
Mm. That I have a lot of fun doing it.
Hmm.
That that I'm I'm not I'm I promise I'm nicer than a lot of my evil characters that I've played, especially some ones that I played that are yet to come out. And
Hmm.
I'm a nice person, I promise. Um, and just thank you for enjoying anything you have watched that I've been in. Thank you for the support. And that and that yes, we have big spiders and stuff in Australia, but it's not as crazy as everyone thinks. And Vegemite is very nice.
I'm going to fight you on the spider thing. They are as bad as I think. I don't do spiders. But Vegemite is good. Yes.
Yes.
All right. I have two more questions for you. What
Hmm.
excites you the most about where you're heading at the moment?
Um, what excites me the most about where I'm heading is the the I mean being just the opportunity, just the opportunities that are coming my way at the moment,
Mm.
in LA are just, well, and I guess and elsewhere, it's just amazing. I mean, it had specifically with verticals. I mean, it's just going from strength to strength, and I I'm getting to be on set so much and play and just go to town. These cool, crazy characters, different scenarios, just stuff that, oh, it's just amazing. It's just so, and I guess I've especially the last few months, I've been again in a fortunate position where it has been very busy, and I've been playing some just wonderful characters. I feel like I've maybe etched out a bit of a like a I don't know. I'm known, like people know that I can do this
Mm.
particular stuff really well, and I feel like I'm getting those opportunities. Whereas maybe 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, I was doing a bit of everything, and I was working, but it wasn't kind of the big juicy roles that I'm getting now. Um, and then on the audition front, the I mean the things I've got to audition for and get close to in traditional TV or film world has been just amazing. My reps are incredible, and it just feels like every day is, I'll pinch myself like, oh my gosh, I'm here in Hollywood. Wow, like it just is. I just find it very, very hard to have a bad day. So I'm just grateful for that. And that's what is like really exciting because I've always been saying, oh, I just want more auditions. I want more auditions. I said that relentlessly from the age of 10, and now I have lots of auditions. So I'm like, well, that's what I asked for. So um,
I love
yeah.
that. That's really good. All right, I have one more question. When people look back at your career, what do you hope stands out?
Um, I um, I hope that my I hope that there's been performances that I have made people laugh, and I hope people can
Mhm.
see how much fun I'm having. Uh, com- I yeah, I hope I really hope the stories have entertained. I hope that people genuinely like have enjoyed whatever they've watched, be it to scare them in a horror film or make them laugh or make them think. I just really hope they've enjoyed it, and I hope they've just gone, oh, that's the character, and they haven't thought about me, Riley, the actor. I guess I hope they've just been absorbed by the story, because hopefully I'm kind of invisible and people believe me. That's yeah, that's probably the thing. I hope, I hope people go, oh, that's great. I didn't even think about the actors in that. I just enjoyed the story, like, um, but yeah. Oh my gosh, you I wasn't prepared for these amazing. Wow, who coached you to be an interviewer? Brilliant. These are amazing questions. Oh
Me.
my goodness. Wow.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. No, I think that a lot of people forget to separate the actor to the character a lot of the time, and
Mm,
they should be completely separate. Like the actor lives shouldn't have anything to do with their character. So
mm,
it's very important to keep doing that, just keep them separate. So
yeah.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for having this interview with me today. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. It's been a blast. This has been so much fun.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. All right. Well, I will speak to you again very, very soon.
Yep. Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you. I hope your son gets better.
Thank you.